Hello and welcome to the State of the Fleet Industry, a weekly video series produced by Automotive Fleet magazine. I'm Mike Antich, editor of Automotive Fleet, and today I'd like to examine what's occurring in the fleet industry for the week of November 30th, 2020. And as they say, no two fleets are alike, and likewise no two fleet segments are alike. And the reason I mention this is because in the coming weeks, I'd like to do a series of presentations focusing on specific fleet segments, in particular identifying what are their challenges, opportunities, and the trends that are occurring in segments that are operated by pharmaceutical companies in the oil and gas industry or insurance companies. But I'd like to start this series by first focusing on last mile delivery fleets. And the reason I chose this section is because this segment represents the fastest growing segment of our industry. In many ways, it represents the future growth of the fleet industry. It's been averaging 10% growth per year for the past 5 years. And while the numbers aren't in yet for calendar year 2020, it's a safe guess to say that that growth is going to be far north of the 10% that we've experienced in the past years. And a key reason for this has been the pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has really been an accelerant that's really caused this industry to go into overdrive. And one of the key reasons for that is the expansion of e-commerce into many other areas that are being used in terms of food deliveries for restaurants and retail businesses getting into their own deliveries. So with this as a background, what are the trends in final mile delivery? Well, one of the key trends has been this demand for high roof, full-size vans. If you're looking to buy those vehicles, you'll discover that there are very long lead times. If you're looking to buy them in the used vehicle marketplace, you'll discover that the inventory is very constricted in that area. And if you do find used vans for sale, they're usually selling at a premium. What's happening is because we're approaching a peak holiday season, which is really one of the high water marks in terms of e-commerce deliveries. In fact, today, Monday, is the Cyber Monday. So we'll be seeing what those actual sales numbers are later this evening or tomorrow. But companies are demanding these full-size, high-roof vans in order to deliver product. And it's primarily the contractors, the subcontractors that are working for these larger companies such as FedEx Ground or Amazon, to name a few. So with this demand being so high, with long lead times being out there for these vehicles, many companies and subcontractors now are turning towards van rentals. And companies such as Enterprise Rent-A-Truck, they're doing an extremely brisk business on servicing these contractors and allowing them to upfleet for these peak periods. And the key growth area in final mile delivery is with these subcontractor companies. Now, admittedly, the lion's share of the business is still handled by a small volume of companies such as FedEx, UPS, the US Postal Service, Amazon, or even major retailers like Walmart, Target, or Whole Foods owned by Amazon, which are getting into same-day grocery deliveries. But these companies employ numerous subcontractors on delivering their products and goods under their brand name. And that's really where the growth is. And these companies are generically referred to as your delivery service providers, or DSPs, you might see in some of the printed literature. But these are independent, third-party contractors, not affiliated with these companies other than by contract. And these subcontractors likewise employ drivers on a contract basis. And a growing trend now is for some of these subcontractors to work for multiple companies instead of working exclusively for one company. And Amazon is one of the companies that has been very strong in the delivery service provider market, and it launched its own program in 2018. And rather than creating a fleet from scratch initially, they put together a program that provides overhead cost incentives for independent contractors to launch their own logistics companies and to make deliveries on Amazon's behalf. And today, what started in 2018, it's now grown to 800 delivery service providers employing or contracting 75,000 drivers, all working to deliver Amazon products. Similar programs are available out there for FedEx Ground and other large companies. So this is the growth area, these delivery service providers. In terms of trends that are occurring in that area, another one to watch out for is sustainability. There's a major trend for having more sustainable vehicles in that last mile, or what they're calling a green mile fleets. And in many ways, last mile delivery fleets are really ideally suited for electrified vehicles. They have daily routes. They return home or to their base at the same location. So they're well suited for overnight charging of these vehicles. And then the big news occurred September of last year, September 2019, when Amazon announced that it had ordered 100,000 electric delivery vans from Rivian. And the first vans should be set for delivery in 2021. And according to Amazon, it should have all vans operational and in use by 2024. That may be optimistic, but that is what the company's indicating. And recently Ford revealed its upcoming e-Transit, and it's going to play a key role in that last mile delivery segment. One of the interesting things that Ford discovered in doing separate market surveys is that it found millennials are willing to pay a higher shipping rate if the product they order is delivered in a sustainable manner. So again, that whole stimulus towards more electrified, greener vehicles. So in conclusion, the key trend for e-commerce and last mile delivery fleets has been its acceleration by the COVID pandemic. And I believe fleet and e-commerce are going to grow in lockstep. Fleet is going to become an integral part in the evolution of commerce. And why do I feel that way? Because I feel the key differentiator in the coming years in e-commerce is going to be speed of delivery. And fleet is going to be an integral component in creating that competitive advantage for these companies. So with that concludes my State of the Fleet Industry presentation for the week of November 30th. I'd like to thank you for listening.